Welcome back, treasure hunters, to Hidden U.S. Coins, the channel that unlocks the secrets buried in your pocket change and takes you deep inside America's most guarded coin mysteries. Today's video is not for the faint of heart because what I'm about to show you will shock you, inspire you, and maybe even change the way you look at every nickel you've ever held in your hand. Imagine for a second that the most ordinary-looking coin, a nickel, you could pass by without a second glance could actually be worth more than a mansion, more than a lifetime of hard work, more than you ever dreamed possible. These aren't fairy tales, my friends. These are real coins with real values in today's auction market, and their demand is climbing higher every single day. We're diving into 4 of the ultra-rare, most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels and Buffalo nickels that collectors would give anything to own. These coins are treasures in disguise, hidden gems in plain sight, and some of them have the power to make you feel like you have struck gold overnight. Stay with me until the very end, because each coin in this list builds suspense like a story unfolding chapter by chapter. And trust me, the last one will leave you speechless. So buckle up, coin lovers, because this is not just a video. This is your ticket to unlocking the hidden world of wealth in the United States. Nickels. First, coin 1. The first treasure we're unsealing today is a coin that seems almost too humble to carry such enormous power, the 1945 Monticello Jefferson nickel, with a bold, large P mint mark stamped proudly above the Monticello dome. This isn't just any wartime nickel. It carries with it the history of a nation at war, the ingenuity of American minting, and the mystery that makes collectors' hearts race even at the mention of its name. Let's rewind history for a moment. The year is 1945, the final year of World War II. America needed nickel metal for military purposes, tanks, airplanes, and weapons. So the U.S. Mint made a bold move. From 1942 through 1945, Jefferson nickels were struck not with the usual 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, but instead with an alloy containing silver, manganese, and copper. These coins became known as the wartime nickels, and they are instantly recognizable because of their oversized mint marks. For the very first time in United States history, the mint mark in this case, the large P for Philadelphia appeared on the reverse above Monticello so that the government could quickly identify and later remove them from circulation if needed. Now here's where it gets extraordinary. While millions of these coins were made, finding a 1945 large P mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine circulated condition with its golden tone and wartime character preserved is like finding a hidden time capsule. Each one carries with it the spirit of resilience, the end of a global war, and the birth of a post-war America. Collectors aren't just chasing the metal, they're chasing the story. And this story is one of power, survival, and transformation. The unique feature of this coin is not just the large mint mark, but the fact that it represents the only era in American coinage where silver was secretly slipped into a nickel. That silver makes it glow with a unique golden patina over time, giving each surviving piece a look that no modern coin can replicate. Now, let's talk rarity. Most of these coins were heavily used in daily commerce during the 1940s and 1950s. They bought groceries, paid for train tickets, and circulated in millions of hands. By the time collectors realized their significance, many had worn down or vanished. Today, finding one in the condition we are talking about, circulated but still beautifully preserved with golden shine, is like stumbling on buried treasure. And demand for this exact year, 1945 with the large P, is sky high. So what about its market value today? Hold on tight, because this is where jaws drop. Right now, in today's auction market, a 1945 Jefferson nickel with the large P mint mark in fine circulated condition is commanding an unbelievable $257,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A nickel once worth 5 cents is now a life-changing treasure. This isn't an exaggeration, this isn't a dream, this is reality. And the value of this coin is climbing every single day. Wait just a little longer and who knows, its next hammer price might be even higher. Think about it. A single coin in your pocket could transform your life. And this Jefferson nickel is not less than a fortune waiting in plain sight. Owning one is like having a piece of America's wartime legacy, a golden relic that ties you directly to the heartbeat of history. For collectors, my tip is simple. Always check the reverse of your 1940s nickels. Look for that large mint mark above Monticello. Hold on to them, because demand is surging. And if you're lucky enough to come across a 1945 P in fine condition, protect it, grade it, and treasure it. You're holding more than metal. You're holding history, wealth, and an artifact of America's triumph. In conclusion, this coin is proof that sometimes the smallest objects carry the greatest power. The 1945 Jefferson nickel with its large P is not just rare, it's a golden treasure that collectors worldwide dream of. And here on Hidden U.S. Coins, we reveal these treasures with trust, faith, and the latest updates every single day. Next coin. 2. If the year 1945 with P. Jefferson nickel felt like holding history in your palm, then the year 1944 large D mint mark Jefferson nickel takes us one step deeper into America's hidden treasure vault. This coin, struck in the heart of wartime Denver, is more than a piece of metal. It's a messenger from the past, a relic of endurance, and a treasure chest disguised as a nickel. The year 1944 was one of the most crucial years of the Second World War. Every resource in the United States was being funneled into the war effort. Nickel was considered too precious to be wasted in coins when it was needed for weapons and armor. So, just like the 1945 issue, the 1944 Jefferson nickels were minted with a completely different composition: 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. That silver not only gave these coins a unique glow over time, but also made them the only Jefferson nickels in history to shimmer like treasure even decades later. And then there is the mint mark. On this coin, the bold D for Denver rests above the Monticello Dome on the reverse, large and proud. For collectors, that oversized mint mark is like a beacon, a signal that this is not an ordinary coin, but one of the legendary wartime nickels. Now, let's talk about unique features. The 1944 with D Jefferson nickel is known for developing what collectors call gray waves across its surface, especially when it has aged gracefully in circulation. Those flowing waves of color across the coin aren't damage, they're its natural battle scars, formed from decades of existence. Each one tells a story of use, survival, and passage through countless American hands. That wavy silver-gray look makes every 1944 with D nickel stand out as completely one of a kind. When we consider rarity, this coin is nothing short of extraordinary. Millions may have been minted, but the vast majority were lost to circulation, melted, or worn down into near oblivion. Finding one in fine condition with those gray waves still shining is like stumbling upon an ancient artifact. It's the condition that separates ordinary coins from treasures, and the 1944 with D in fine state is absolutely in a league of its own. Collectors worldwide are chasing them with intensity, pushing demand higher with every passing year. And now, the part you've been waiting for is its current market value today. Hold on, because this is going to make your pulse race. Right now, in today's auction market, a 1944 Jefferson nickel with the large D mint mark in fine condition is valued at a staggering $264,000. Yes, from a coin worth 5 cents to more than $250,000. This is not a fairy tale. This is the reality of today's coin market, and the value is only climbing. Wait just a little longer and this coin could break even more records. Think about that for a second. A simple gray-toned nickel with a D mint mark could equal a life-changing treasure. Owning one of these is like having a chest of wealth compressed into the size of your thumb. Its value doesn't just lie in silver or age, it lies in the incredible rarity and unstoppable collector demand. And with every new auction, its price continues to prove that this coin is pure American treasure. So, what's the collector tip here? Never underestimate the Jefferson nickels of the wartime era. Flip your 1940s nickels and look above Monticello for that big, bold mint mark. If you see a D, especially dated 1944, handle it with the utmost care. This is not loose change. This is a piece of history that collectors all over the world are competing fiercely for. Protect it, grade it if possible, and understand that you are holding a coin whose demand is unstoppable. In conclusion, the 1944 large D Jefferson nickel proves again that hidden treasures don't need to sparkle like diamonds to be priceless. Sometimes they hide in plain sight, in the subtle glow of silver, in the gray waves across a coin's surface, and in the story of a nation that minted it during its greatest test. Here on Hidden U.S. Coins, I bring you these truths with trust, faith, and the very latest updates every day. Next coin 3. Now we step back even further in time, into the roaring 1920s, an era of jazz, progress, and bold American identity. And in the world of numismatics, No coin better represents that raw, untamed American spirit than the legendary Buffalo nickel. The coin we're talking about today is the 1927 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, a piece of history so powerful that holding it is like holding the heartbeat of America itself. The Buffalo nickel was first introduced in 1913, designed by sculptor James Earl Fraser. His vision was to create a coin that truly symbolized the rugged character of the United States. On the obverse, we see the proud profile of a Native American chief, a composite portrait said to be inspired by 3 different tribal leaders. On the reverse, we meet the mighty American bison, a creature that once roamed the Great Plains in numbers so vast that they darkened the horizon. This wasn't just a coin, it was a national statement. It shouted strength, heritage, and resilience. By 1927, the Buffalo nickel had been in circulation for over a decade, but minting these coins was no easy feat. The intricate design made them difficult to strike clearly, and many coins wore down quickly in circulation. That's part of what makes the 1927 issue so unique. Produced in Philadelphia without a mint mark, these coins weren't just ordinary nickels, they were miniature works of art, carrying the nation's story in every groove and detail. Now, let us talk about unique features. The 1927 Buffalo nickel is known for its bold, silver-gray color that develops with age, giving it an almost glowing appearance when well preserved. In fine circulated condition, the Native Americans' features remain strong, and the bison's stance still holds its ground, powerful and majestic. The absence of a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and for collectors, that no mint mark is just as significant as a letter. It tells you exactly where the coin was born, and in this case, it adds a layer of intrigue. When it comes to rarity, the 1927 with no mint mark Buffalo nickel stands out in a class of its own. Many of these coins were worn down through heavy circulation during the late 1920s and Great Depression years. They were pocketed, exchanged, and forgotten, until only a small number survived in fine condition. And here's where the magic happens. Those survivors, those few that endured with their beauty intact, are now considered hidden treasures of American numismatics. Collectors are not just searching for them, they are competing fiercely, and that competition is pushing values higher and higher. And now, for the moment of truth, its current market value. Prepare yourself, because this will open your eyes wide. A 1927 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark in fine circulated condition is today valued at an incredible $182,000 in the auction market. That's right, a coin once worth a mere 5 cents now holds the power of a 6-figure treasure. This is not speculation, not fiction. It's the reality of today's collector demand. And with every passing year, its value only climbs higher, like a tide that never recedes. Imagine that a single Buffalo nickel can carry with it the wealth of generations. Owning one isn't just about money. It's about possessing a symbol of America's untamed past, a piece of history carved in silver-gray metal, and a treasure that collectors worldwide are desperately chasing. So, here's my collector's tip for you. If you ever stumble upon a Buffalo nickel, look closely at the date. Flip it over and check for mint marks. If you see 1927 with no mint mark, you could be holding a rare gem that belongs in the world's finest collections. Protect it, never underestimate it, and remember that these treasures only grow more valuable with time. In conclusion, the 1927 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark is a breathtaking artifact of American history. It carries the voice of a nation, the image of its people, and the spirit of its wilderness. And here on Hidden U.S. Coins, I bring you these treasures with trust, faith, and daily updates you can rely on. This coin is not less than a treasure chest in disguise, a reminder that sometimes wealth is hidden in the smallest places waiting for those wise enough to recognize it. Next coin 4. And now, treasure hunters, we arrive at the final chapter of today's journey. A coin that embodies not just rarity but beauty, mystery, and the unstoppable power of collector demand. I'm talking about the 1936 Buffalo nickel with the D mint mark, a silver-toned relic shimmering with striking green waves that make it look like something pulled straight from the depths of an ancient chest of jewels. The year 1936 was a fascinating one in American history. The country was slowly pulling itself out of the Great Depression. People were beginning to dream again, industries were rising, and everyday life was finding its rhythm. In Denver, the U.S., Mint was producing Buffalo nickels that carried the proud Native American on the front and the powerful bison on the back. a design so iconic it remains one of the most beloved in the United States. Coinage history. What makes the 1936 with D so special isn't just the design, though. It's the story etched into its surface. Over time, many examples of this coin developed what collectors call green waves. This is a natural toning effect, shades of green flowing across the silver-gray surface like ripples on water. These green waves are completely unique to each coin, giving every survivor its own fingerprint of beauty. When you hold one, you're not just holding a nickel, you're holding a miniature artwork painted by time itself. Now, let us look at rarity and demand. While the Denver Mint struck plenty of coins in 1936, the truth is that most Buffalo nickels were used hard in circulation. They jingled in pockets, paid for groceries, and rode through decades of wear until their details vanished. But finding one today in fine condition, with the Native American's face strong and the buffalo's body clear, and on top of that with the breathtaking green waves shimmering across its surface, that's the kind of find that collectors dream of. It's not just rare, it's a once-in-a-lifetime prize. And when rarity meets beauty, the result is explosive demand. Collectors from around the world battle fiercely at auction for coins like this one, and every bidding war only pushes its value higher. This is the power of numismatics, ordinary coins transformed into extraordinary treasures. So, what's the current market value of the 1936 with D Buffalo nickel in fine circulated condition? Brace yourself, because this will leave you stunned. Right now, it commands a staggering $142,000 in today's auction market. Yes, that's six figures for a nickel that once slipped easily through the hands of everyday Americans. And mark my words, this value is only climbing. With each year, demand increases, prices skyrocket, and the treasure grows even greater. Wait for the right moment, and this coin could be worth even more. It's not just wealth, it's an unstoppable fortune. Now for the collector tip. If you ever come across a 1936 Buffalo nickel, check carefully for the mint mark. Look just under the buffalo on the reverse. If you see a D, stop everything and examine it closely. If it shows that green-toned beauty and holds strong details, protect it like treasure. Grade it, store it properly, and understand that what you have is not just a coin, it is a piece of American history, a legacy of artistry, and a life-changing prize. In conclusion, the 1936 with D Buffalo nickel is proof that beauty, history, and rarity can merge into one unstoppable force of value. It is a silver-green masterpiece that collectors chase with passion, a treasure chest in miniature form, and a reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. And remember, here on Hidden US Coins, I bring you the truth, the faith, and the freshest updates every single day so you never miss the treasures that could change your life. So if this journey thrilled you, shocked you, and made your heart race, then make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Because tomorrow, I will be back with even more hidden treasures, even more shocking values, and even more secrets from the world of rare coins.